Lucifer. The name alone makes people uncomfortable. For 2,000 years, we've been told he's the devil himself, the fallen angel who dared to challenge God and was cast into hell for his pride. We've seen him in movies, in paintings, in nightmares. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Lucifer was never supposed to be the devil. In fact, for most of human history, Lucifer wasn't even a person at all. He was a planet. And the story of how a glowing dot in the morning sky became the Prince of Darkness is one of the most fascinating and misunderstood tales in all of religious history. Today, we're going to uncover the real story, from ancient Babylon to medieval monasteries to modern Hollywood. This is the history of Lucifer you were never told. To understand Lucifer, we have to go back before Christianity, before Judaism, before the Bible was even written, to the ancient world where people looked up at the same sky we do, but saw something completely different. The planet Venus is the third brightest object in our sky, after the sun and the moon. It's so bright that ancient civilizations around the world noticed it immediately. And because of its orbit, Venus appears just before dawn, seemingly bringing the light of the sun with it. So ancient peoples gave it names that all meant basically the same thing: lightbringer, morning star, or dawnbringer. The Greeks called it Phosphoros and Eosphoros. The Romans called it Lucifer, from lux, meaning light, and phore, meaning to carry or to bring. Lucifer literally means the light bringer. Here's what's crucial to understand. In the ancient world, Lucifer was not a demon. It was not evil. It was beautiful. It was the herald of dawn, the bringer of light, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. In Roman mythology, Lucifer was even personified as a handsome young god carrying a torch, the son of Aurora, goddess of the dawn. So how did this beautiful celestial symbol become the embodiment of all evil? The answer lies in a single verse. One verse in the entire Bible, and a translation decision that would change history forever. Let's travel to the 8th century BCE. The kingdom of Babylon was the superpower of the ancient world. And the Hebrew prophet Isaiah had a message for Babylon's king. You're going down. Isaiah chapter 14 is a taunt, a poem of mockery against the king of Babylon. And in verse 12, Isaiah uses a metaphor. He compares the king's fall from power to the morning star falling from the sky. In the original Hebrew, the phrase is Halel ben Shakar, which means shining one, son of the dawn. Isaiah was saying, you thought you were as bright and powerful as the morning star? Look at you now, fallen, humiliated, cut down to the ground. It was a poetic insult about an earthly king. Nothing more. But fast forward about 1,000 years. It's the 4th century CE. A Christian scholar named Jerome is translating the entire Bible into Latin, the common language of the Western world. This translation would become known as the Vulgate, and it would shape Christianity for over 1,000 years. When Jerome got to Isaiah 14 verse 12, he needed a Latin word for Halel, and he chose Lucifer, because Lucifer was simply the Latin word for the morning star. Here's the thing. Jerome was not trying to name the devil. He used Lucifer with a lowercase l. It was just a common noun like morning star. In fact, Jerome used the same word elsewhere in the Bible to refer to Jesus Christ himself. Jesus is called the morning star in the New Testament, and Jerome translated it the exact same way. But over the centuries, something strange happened. Christian readers began to connect Isaiah's fallen morning star with other Bible passages, like when Jesus says, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, in Luke 10 verse 18. And slowly, gradually, the metaphor became a person. The planet became an angel, and Lucifer became a name. The Middle Ages were when Lucifer truly became Satan. Early church fathers like Tertullian and Origen were among the first to connect Isaiah's morning star with the devil. They reasoned, if Satan fell from heaven, and Isaiah describes a shining one falling from heaven, they must be the same being. But the real game-changer came in the 14th century with Dante Alighieri's Inferno. Dante didn't invent the idea of Lucifer as Satan, but he gave it shape. He described Satan frozen in ice at the very center of hell, a monstrous three-faced giant chewing on history's greatest traitors. Then came the Protestant Reformation. In 1611, when King James I of England commissioned a new English translation of the Bible, the translators followed Jerome's Vulgate. But this time, they capitalized the L. Lucifer became a proper name, and millions of English-speaking Christians grew up reading, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" And then, in 1667, the final piece fell into place. John Milton published Paradise Lost, one of the most influential poems in the English language. Milton took the brief biblical references and created a full, epic story. Lucifer, the most beautiful of all angels, whose pride led him to rebel against God, who waged war in heaven, and who was cast into hell with his followers. Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. Milton's Lucifer wasn't just a monster, he was tragic. He was complex. He was, in many ways, the hero of his own story. And this version of Lucifer, the proud, beautiful, tragic rebel, has captivated readers for over 350 years. So where does that leave us today? The name Lucifer carries over 2,000 years of accumulated meaning. For most Christians, it's simply another name for Satan, the adversary, the tempter, the embodiment of evil. But in the modern world, Lucifer has taken on new lives. The Netflix series Lucifer reimagines him as a charming nightclub owner in Los Angeles who abandons hell and solves crimes. A far cry from the medieval monster frozen in Dante's ice. In some esoteric and occult traditions, Lucifer has been reinterpreted as a symbol of enlightenment, knowledge, and spiritual liberation, a return to his original meaning as the Lightbringer. And for many scholars and historians, the story of Lucifer is a powerful reminder. Words matter. Translations matter. A single linguistic choice made 1,600 years ago by a monk named Jerome shaped how billions of people understand good and evil. So the next time you hear the name Lucifer, remember, you're hearing the echo of an ancient planet, the morning star, the Lightbringer, a symbol that started as something beautiful, was transformed into something terrifying, and now, in our modern world, has become something fascinatingly complex. The story of Lucifer isn't really about the devil. It's about us, about how we create meaning, about how stories evolve, about how a single word can change everything. And that is the real story of Lucifer, from morning star to fallen angel, to pop culture icon. Tell me, did you know Lucifer was originally a planet? Or did you learn this in Sunday school? I genuinely want to know what you think. Subscribe and hit the bell if you love uncovering hidden histories like this one. We've got so many more stories to tell. As always, thanks for watching. Stay curious. And remember, sometimes the most powerful stories are hidden in plain sight, in a single word, in a single verse, in a single star.